Today was supposed to be the day my fated mate and I got engaged. But now I'm watching him kiss another woman. Marrying her could make him the future alpha because she's the daughter of Gavin Landry, the most powerful Lycan Chairman in the world. A couple of months ago, our alpha died during a battle, and now all the candidates are competing for that position, including my mate Ethan. Everyone knows the Lycans control the werewolf population, and Gavin, he could single-handedly appoint everyone the new alpha. So Ethan made his choice. Her, not me. Get me a whiskey and a martini for the lady. A deep voice sounded from nearby. Is it the future bride, or the future groom that's got you in a mood? I'm just not into parties, I decided to say. Nor am I, he murmured. I'm here out of obligation. The bartender placed my drink in front of me and I immediately took a sip, sighing in contentment. I waited for it to do its job and finish numbing the pain. Every time Ethan kissed her, it destroyed me a little more. How had my life taken such a devastating turn? How could my fated mate do this to me? Did our 2 years together truly mean nothing? Did the mark on my neck mean that little to him? Thank you for the drink, I told the man. I took one last sip of my martini and started to get down from the stool. Except my blouse snagged on the corner of the counter, and just as I heard a tearing sound, I began to fall to the ground. I closed my eyes, bracing myself for the impact, but it never came. Instead, I felt strong arms wrapping around my body, lifting me into the air. I opened my eyes and peeked up at the man who caught me, and my breath hitched. He was so handsome. He held me with ease as if I weighed nothing. And I could tell from the feeling of his arms around me that he was muscular. He smiled down at me and a dimple appeared on his right cheek. I wanted to lick that dimple. Madam, are you falling for me? He asked teasingly. I stared at him for a heartbeat longer before I squinted my eyes at him, seeing what he did there. You're a funny one, aren't you? He grinned. Then he looked at my shirt and immediately frowned. Let me take you to my suite upstairs, he said, making my heart skip a beat. What? I said in barely a whisper. His eyes met mine and I got lost in their beauty for a moment. Goddess, his good looks were sinful. Your shirt is ripped. I have one you can wear upstairs in my VIP suite, he explained. I blinked a couple of times and gave a nervous chuckle. Oh, all right, thank you, I managed to sputter. He turned to the bartender. Charge our drinks to my suite, he ordered. Yes, sir. I allowed the man to carry me out of the room. His arms were so warm that I found myself resting my head against his broad chest, breathing in his minty scent. My wolf was practically purring in my mind. She'd been quiet for most of the evening while she licked the wounds the broken mate bond had caused. But right now, it was as if she had forgotten she was heartbroken. Take off your shirt, he instructed once we were in the suite. He had released me and was walking to the closet. Excuse me, I squeaked. So you can put on a new shirt, he explained. Right, I breathed. I lifted my ripped shirt over my head and threw it onto the bed, leaving me in only my innerwear from the waist up. Once he found a shirt, he turned around to face me, and his entire body froze as his eyes trailed down my body. I was too busy checking him out to notice him staring at me, but the longer I stared at him, the more I started to recognize him. Then realization struck me and I gasped. It's you, I breathed, taking a step back. His eyes shifted upward and met mine, his brow arched. You know me? He asked. I know of you, I clarified. The corner of his lips tipped upward as he walked towards me, slowly, as if he were stalking his prey. I could practically hear the sounds of my heartbeat. And what do you know of me? Only what I've heard, I admitted. And what have you heard? You're Gavin Landry, Lycan Chairman. You're a heartbreaker. You have a new woman each week and you never sleep with the same woman twice. He raised his brows. Is that so? He asked. Tell me more about myself. Heck, he's the father of the bride and Ethan's future father-in-law? I'm confused, I don't know what I should do. But I'm not surprised I didn't recognize him at first. The Lycan family isn't high profile. They're more used to staying behind the scenes than becoming politicians and celebrities like Werewolf Alpha. Should I tell him who I am? But that would be foolish at this moment. He continued to walk towards me and I continued to walk backward until my back hit the wall. What more do you want to know? I asked, my voice coming out breathy. Everything. I'm not sure if it was the martini speaking or me, but I decided to be bold. If Ethan can indulge himself in someone new, then so could I.